was at Circuit of the Americas over the Thanksgiving weekend, riding with a few friends. We're in the advanced group with Ride Smart Track Days. Behind me is Rick, he's pretty quick. And ahead of me are Steve and his coach Matt. The top video is a rear-facing camera. That's my GoPro Mini, Hero 11 Mini. And the bottom video is a forward-facing camera, and that's my GoPro Hero 12. This is Steve's first time ever at COTA. You can see he's doing pretty well. He was running lap times of 2 minutes 35 seconds or so, 2:34 on his first day. And then on his second day, even though I wasn't there, I heard that he was doing 2:31s. So that's pretty impressive, especially for someone for whom this was the first experience at COTA. And that too riding a Gixxer 600, I believe. Here I am passing him on the back straight. I'm gonna have to take advantage of my BMW S1000RR when I can. And then I slow down a little bit for his coach. Not sure whether to pass him or not, but eventually I do. You can see on the track they have these pink crosses, and that's the apexes. So Ride Smart is showing you the race line where you need to be. I'm not sure if I like it or not. At some point when I was trying to learn the track, it was useful. But then I find myself looking at that instead of ahead, and so that can become distracting. So for those of you who do use those marks, you just got to be careful not to look at them for too long. Your vision needs to be up, and you need to be thinking of the next turn. I really like riding here at the Circuit of the Americas. As you know, it's the only track in which they have the MotoGP races. So the guys come here, the fastest guys, and of course the guys and gals at Moto America also race over here. So it's always fun to peg your own lap times against those of the aliens and the super fast guys. I don't think it's the most flowing track that I've ever been to. In some ways it seems to be a bunch of turns and straights that are put together. It's a long track, and if you're going fast, it's very tiring. And of course this is something that the MotoGP guys themselves will tell you, that it's a very demanding track. Of course those guys are doing 22 laps or 23 lap races. In 20 minutes we're probably getting, I don't know, 6-7 laps, and that tires us out, or tires me out. I cannot imagine going 3 times the distance or 4 times the distance at pace. So as I mentioned, I'm on my 2023 BMW S1000RR. I really like that bike. The ergonomics are fantastic, and I don't get too tired on that bike. It's got the latest electronics, and it's got plenty of horsepower. You can see Steve is trying to go fast in the corners and catch up with me. And then when we get to the straights, I put a little distance between us. We're just turning around turn 20 and going up the front straight now. I know the Moto America guys hit, well, at least the MotoGP guys hit about 186 to 187 miles an hour in the front straight, and the back straight they're over 200 miles an hour. My back straight is maybe 170 miles an hour, thereabouts, and I haven't yet paid attention to my front, to the speed in the front straight. So it looks like Steve has passed me. He passed me on turn 1. I'm pretty sure I get him back on the back straight, so that's fun. It's always fun kind of slicing and dicing a bit. I'd say he's getting a little held up with the two riders in the front. Maybe they're new, maybe they're still trying to figure out the line, and that's perfectly okay. He's making some good decisions, he's being patient. Let's see if he can outbrake them before he gets to the back straight. Yeah, he just goes around. Not a bad move. I'm gonna take away this guy's line, I hope he doesn't mind. Alright, this is where I catch up and pass Steve again. My back straight speed is about 170, 171 miles an hour. Again, that's compared to over 200 for the MotoGP guys. The MotoGP guys take this turn on the first gear, so they're on first gear throughout this 14, 15. And then they drop to second and third gear, so they take the 16, 17, 18 in third gear. I'm on second gear. This is a triple apex turn. It's relatively smooth and it's got good grip. Coming up to turn 20, and then we'll be back on the front straight. Now somewhere over here, my forward-facing camera, that's the bottom video, begins to come off its mount. I haven't noticed it yet. I'm still riding as fast as I can, but you'll notice that the bottom camera is losing direction, so it's slowly coming off its mount. And beginning to point up towards the sky. Now there are tech rules, and part of the tech rules is that cameras need to be tethered to some portion of the bike. And of course I have my camera tethered. I'm lucky I did, because soon you're going to see that it comes completely off its mount and it's dangling. That's when I realize that the camera is no longer where it needs to be. But then, like I said, because it is tethered, it didn't fall off, it didn't hit the ground and get damaged. And also it didn't fly off and hit somebody behind me. That could have been worse. So always make sure you tether your camera. These things do happen, and this is a great example of why you want your camera to be tethered to the bike properly. Alright, at this point I still don't know that the camera has fallen off. So I haven't pulled in, I'm just going around the front turn 15, 16, 17, 18. There's a good view of the tower as my camera points up towards the sky. You can see it's a cloudy day. In fact, the temperatures were about 59 degrees, ambient temperatures, but the ground temperature was up at about 67 or 68. And in my books, anything at 65 or above makes for good riding. it's hot enough to go fast. Alright, this is where I realized that the camera has completely come off its mount, and I put my left hand up telling people I'm slowing down. For a second I didn't know what was going on. I just realized something was hitting my left knee, and then I realized that the camera is about to fall off. So I've got my hand up and then I pull into the pits at the end of this lap. So yeah, that was a fun day. You know, when we began to drive towards COTA from North Texas, from the Denton area, I thought it was going to be too cold to ride fast. But it actually turned out to be an amazing weekend. I think most of us lost the first session. It was in the 40s, and I don't know, maybe a few brave souls went out, but most of us sat back, I think both on Saturday as well as Sunday. But then, like I said, it started warming up, and the track came through the second and third sessions. It was more and more grippy, and by the time the afternoon rolled around, it was just a perfect day. So, alright, I'm going to sign off. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to my channel.
Trying to get you off my mind. I can see the signs, gone and got it on the side. That you were being sly, I thought I never